Hello, friends. I'm sitting in my truck. I think the wind is starting to die down. It's Friday evening, 5:20 p.m. It's been another blustery day. I got a little bit of rain overnight, not a lot. Thankfully, it stayed above freezing, so no ice. Now I'm in my truck, getting ready to go to a Christmas party. I had to do things early to feed all the animals. I just put the ducks up a little early, not really. I will take care of the chickens when I get home. But things aren't going as planned. A few weeks ago, a week ago, a week and a half ago, I filled up at the gas station, and then my truck wouldn't start. I got it jumped, went right over to the car repair guy. He is by himself. He couldn't really do anything. Asked me, if I had started it. Well, there's only like, 2-3 blocks from the gas station. So I just drove straight there. So I started it. It started right up. The town I'm closest to is only like a mile in diameter. It's very, very teeny. So I drove over to a friend's house. He helped clean, there was a lot of corrosion on one of the, thingies that you hook the jumper cables and everything to. So he cleaned it, had me go over to this guy who would have a tester. Guy tested my battery, said it is fully charged. He said the starter is a little weak, but he said your battery's fully charged. You should have another year. Well, this morning, and it's been a chilly day. It did warm up, but it was a chilly morning. Not real, it was 40s. But I did notice I was hearing a noise. It was starting up, but I was hearing a noise. So, and I have been turning everything off since I'm been told that the starting mechanism on the battery is a tad weak. I've been turning off everything. The heater, lights, everything. So I have nothing, on. Well, now my truck won't start. It's just not starting at all. Making a lot of racket, but it's not starting. So I just called a friend, and he's coming over. I know, I'm going to go to the party. I will be in town. And there'll be a lot of people. If my truck decides not to start tonight, there'll be people there, and I will talk to people about the situation, because if my battery's good, it should be, and just the starter's just a little weak. Well, then what's going on? Is there the guy who tested my battery did say the connections were a little loose, and he thought that's why. So I'm not sure what's going on, but when you live 15 miles from a teeny town and 60 miles from a town big enough to have a Walmart, an actual grocery store, Discount Tire, Home Depot, places like that. I'm out in the boonies, so this is kind of concerning because I need reliable transportation. And I also, this battery is supposed to have another, I paid for a longer life battery, and the guy thought it would last another year, and here I'm having problems again. So I'm a little discouraged because a battery is not in my, budget. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I can't keep having a vehicle, that won't start when I'm in the middle of nowhere. So I'm just sitting here waiting. It's only 2 miles, but it takes a long time because you got to drive. Half of that distance is a dirt road, and you got to go slowly. So This party is a kind of a church-wide party. Mainly, it's a Sunday school class, a couple of Sunday school classes, and the choir, which is a huge percentage of the church. It's very, very teeny church. And it's fun. I go every year. I have a lot of fun. White elephant. If you don't know what that is, you buy a gift. It could be a gag gift. It could be something really nice. Whatever. But you don't know who's going to get it. And you just put it under the tree and numbers are drawn. And when it's your turn, your number comes up, you go and you pick a bag or a box or whatever. And, or if you like something that somebody else had picked, you can steal it twice. Somebody can steal it and then somebody else can steal it. But after it's been stolen twice, nobody can steal it again. So it's a lot of fun because some of the presents are really funny. Others are really nice. And you never know. I mean, I've seen really pretty, but it was a toilet brush stolen. You just never, ever know what's going to wind up in the under the tree and what's going to get stolen or what's not going to get stolen. Good food, good company. I know, I always have fun. Hello, friends. It's Saturday afternoon, and I wanted to let you know what's happened with the truck. Oh, Prairie got too close to a chicken. She likes to chase them, have some fun. They don't like it. And here comes Tiger. Hello, Tiger. Where are you? I don't know. Are you in the picture? So, my friend, they're, my great friends, neighbors, they came over, tried to jump it, quickly realized, it wouldn't jump. It wasn't even trying to turn over. It's making a clicking sound. It's clearly not the battery that's the problem. My friend, who is not a mechanic, was thinking maybe a solenoid starter had gone out. He came this morning, late morning, because he got it, after thinking about it last night, he started wondering if maybe I had a loose wire. So he jacked up the truck, looked, couldn't find anything. And he's not a mechanic. That's not what he earned his living as. He can do a lot, but it's not his profession. But he looked, and sadly he couldn't fix it. So they had seen an ad in the Facebook garage sale. I had never seen it, but it was for some guy, a mobile auto repair service, but mobile. The guy has just moved to the area and is trying to get his business going here. He had the same business elsewhere. I have contacted him, and he can't really come out this weekend. He's got company, but hopefully he'll be out Monday, and then I won't have to pay for a tow or get friends to tow me or anything. So I'm basically stranded. Now, my great neighbors did take me to town. It's 15 miles each way. So I did make the party, and I'm in the shade here, and I am getting chilly. Fantastic neighbors drove me out to the Christmas party and dropped me off. I go to an awesome church, and I knew there would be somebody who would take me home. Maybe inconvenient, but they would still do it, and I was right. In fact, the people who took me home actually live in town. Some other great, awesome friends. But, the minute I walked in, I was the last person to get there. After officially was starting, the start time. It was a few minutes past the start time. And the sun's right there. Let me put the camera this way. I told, started telling people what was going on. first person I told said, we'll take you home. And they live in town. I mean, it was totally inconvenient, but they did it. I have somebody, my Sunday school teacher actually lives a couple miles away, and they're going to come get me in the morning so that I can attend church. They have to go they live closer to town than I do. So they have to, plan so that they can get there on time because they know it's going to take a while to come get me. I mean, these people know what the roads are like out here. When my friends were taking me home last night when we got to my road because that rain we had, see all the little goats? See all the goats? The rain we had, let's see, September and October when it just kept raining, it really ruined the roads, and I got some great potholes, and I warned them, and yeah, they discovered I have some really deep potholes. Oh well, they got through it. But so I have no idea what is wrong with my truck. I have no idea how I'm going to pay to get it fixed. I'm totally stranded out here. I mean, the mailbox is a mile from my house, a whole mile each direction. So, it's very, having a vehicle is mandatory out here. There's no bus system, there's nothing else. So, I have to get the truck fixed. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it, but I don't have a choice. I have to get it fixed. So, that's what's going on with the truck. The party was a lot of fun. Like I shared earlier, it was a white elephant gift exchange. We first had a fantastic meal, always do. I think I ate about 6,000 calories, probably 2,000 just in the dessert, but oh, it was so good. Stuffed myself, ate way too much, but it was delicious. And then it was the gift exchange. Now, keep in mind this is at a church. And I drew number 18. I hope it's not too dark. I'm back under the shade tree because it's the only place I can really sit and be comfortable. But I drew number 18. Well, everybody there was an adult except for one teenage boy. And he went, I think he was, 7 or 8, something like that. His number that he drew. And so he went and got a nice big heavy box, opened it up, and what every teenage boy dreams of getting, it was a crock pot. He got teased that was, a wedding gift. And, but, oh well, he drew a crock pot. And so there was a lot of joking and stuff, and the next person went. Well, it finally came to my turn. I was number 18. And so, well, I honestly don't like, I will, if there's nothing of interest, that if nobody has opened up anything that interests me, I will get a present under the tree. But often I don't. If there is anything that looks good, I will get it. My first year, I picked from under the tree, and I got something pretty horrible. I didn't want it. It wasn't my thing at all. And I actually prayed that somebody would steal it, and it got stolen. A woman later came and apologized, but this was a frog thingy. I think a rain gauge or something. And she collects frogs, so she just had to have it. And I was so thrilled that she took it. I really did not like it. So because of that, and after that, I got something, I think I got something else under the tree, or I stole something. I can't remember, but it was much better. Something I could live with. And use. And so, well, being 18, there was already several gifts that interested me. When was that crock pot? Because my crock pot, the little rubber gasket thing on the vent hole had disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. And so the lid had this huge hole in it, and it was letting too much steam out. And so I've been thinking about, that I might need to be getting a new crock pot. But there's been so many other things that I've actually needed. So I checked, where my table was, it was hard to see. So I went over and I checked to make sure that it really was a crock pot he got. And it was. And I shared how, the problem with my crock pot. And so everybody was telling me I needed to steal his crock pot. He didn't want it. He was a teenage boy. Mom didn't need it. His mom, she had crock pots. I looked at some tools that somebody else had gotten. It looked really nice. But I decided, the crock pot probably would be the best thing. So I went and I stole the crock pot. And the funny thing is that teenage boy went and stole the same tools I had just looked at. So I got a crock pot, a new crock pot, which I could use. Because when I cooked beans in the crock pot, in my old crock pot, I had to have it on high to get a simmer. It wasn't even simmering on low. It was just too much steam was escaping, and the house was too cold. I'm not really heating. Most of the house I'm not really heating right now. I'm trying to save money big time. So I got a crock pot at the Christmas party. And I had a lot of fun. And like I said, some friends from church brought me home. And then today, the friend who tried to jump me unsuccessfully yesterday, he came with his wife, both good neighbors, good friends. Checked to see if maybe it was just a loose connection. He couldn't find anything. It all seemed to be pretty tight to him. But he had hoped he could fix it. But if you saw my last video, the wind we had a couple days of really bad wind. I mean, it was crazy wind. I know by 11 o'clock, was it Thursday evening, I believe, we had clocked 46 mile per hour wind gust. Most of the winds were around the 30, 40 mile per hour. I mean, consistently. I think it was Del Rio that got a 60 mile per hour wind gust. I mean, everybody south of me was a little windier than where I am. But the more west you were, the windier it was. The more east you went, the less windy it got. So I was in the area that was really windy, and then south of me was extremely windy. But all day long there were red flag warnings, advice on how to prevent starting a fire. I mean, it was serious weather. Things were blowing everywhere. I got hay I had to wear sunglasses to protect my eyes while transporting some straw and hay. And this was, I guess, on Wednesday, when it was windy then, but the real severe wind hadn't arrived yet. And it was dark and starting to rain, but I was practically with my eyes closed because the straw and hay was blowing into my eyes. It was bad. Well, if you saw that video, you saw that both the chicken coop and the well house, the metal roofing was coming off. And actually, at first, the chicken coop really was flying in the air. I mean, I sincerely feared it was going to leave. I mean, that was just going to totally break loose and fly off. And I mean, that's a sharp metal roofing. That could really hurt somebody. So I was really scared, but it was too dangerous to get on a ladder to try to fix it. I mean, we're talking, 30, 40 mile per hour winds here. So I couldn't do anything about that. The well house had one sheet bouncing, not as badly though. So yesterday when I came out, I was shocked to see it even worse at the well house. I mean, that sheet of metal had been pulled half and over. I mean, just rolled over. It was really, really bad, and that really scared me. I wasn't sure anything was holding it down. Um, Today there's no wind. A very slight breeze. I mean, I don't even know if this qualifies as 1 mile per hour. It's very, very slight. The tree, I'm under a cedar tree and the limbs are just barely moving. So basically it's a still wind, which is lovely. After what we've been through, it's lovely. And after my friend looked at my truck, you got the ladder, and I had some roofing nails, and but they weren't long enough. I had some other nails, and he managed to fix the well house roof, and then we went over the chicken coop, and he screwed that down. So both of them are fixed. They're no longer a danger. They're not going to fly away. So I'm really thankful for that. I was fearful that I'd have to be buying a sheet of metal roofing to fix the well house because it was so bent over. But he managed to, lay it back flat and screw it in. So I'm really thankful for that. So that's what, this horrible weather and the horrible problem with the truck and everything. That's the latest on that. I contacted this mobile service. Hopefully he'll come out on Monday and be able to inexpensively fix my truck. And get it going again. And I won't have to tow it. Hopefully. When I know more, he probably won't be able to come out till Monday because he has company. I'll let you know. But, right now I guess I could walk somewhere. I mean, I could walk to one neighbor's house if it really was imperative. He's only half a mile away if he's even home. 2 miles, I can get to 2 different people. So it's not like I'm totally stranded. I can text people. But obviously, I mean, I got rid of the bicycle I had when I moved here because the Caliche Road is so rocky and so bumpy and stuff. I was afraid of falling. Afraid of and other people have agreed that it wouldn't be safe to ride a bicycle on that road. So I sold it. So really right now, everything's on foot. And I'm so basically stranded here at the homestead, which, I wasn't planning on going anywhere anyway. I wouldn't be checking my mail until tomorrow. If I had my truck, I would be checking it on the way home from church. So it's not a big deal. Obviously, I got to get the truck fixed, period. I have to have transportation. So this was not in the budget. I have no idea how I'm going to cope this month financially, but something will happen. I mean, I'll figure it out somehow.